With its origins hailing from Sicily, in Italy, the Italian-American Mafia rose to power during the illegal bootlegging days of the Prohibition era. Its operations flourished mainly in Chicago and New York, and began diversifying into illegal gambling, loan sharking and drug trafficking, among many other criminal activities. The Mafia was vastly powerful, and at their head, notorious characters, who have fascinated the public. Welcome to Top Picks, and today we are looking at the most powerful mob bosses of the Italian-American Mafia. Number 1. Al Capone. Born in 1899, in New York, Al Capone, also known as Scarface, was the most powerful mob boss in Chicago from 1925 to 1931. He met his mentor, Johnny Torrio, when he was a member of the James Street Boys gang. Eventually, he followed Torrio to Chicago, to help him run his bootlegging business. Capone later became the crime boss, and co-founder of the Chicago outfit. He earned the label Public Enemy No. 1 due to his extreme use of violence, as well as the execution of 7 high-ranking members of a rival gang, in the St. Valentine's Massacre in 1929. He had a long record of crimes including gambling, prostitution, bootlegging, narcotics trafficking, robbery, bribery and murder. However, it's not this long record of crime that sent him to prison, it was tax evasion in 1931. Capone was sentenced for 11 years but he came out after serving only 8 years. He died in 1947 at the age of 48, due to a stroke that led to a heart attack. Number 2. Tony Accardo. Born in 1906, in Chicago, Tony Accardo, also known as Big Tuna, became a protege of Al Capone, who helped him rise through the ranks of the Chicago crime syndicate, of which he became the head in 1947. During his reign, he expanded the profitability of the Chicago outfit, by moving away from extortion, to smuggling narcotics and call girl services. When his house was robbed in 1978, Accardo went on a killing spree, killing all 4 thieves responsible for the burglary. He is also suspected to have participated in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929. However, despite his long criminal career, he was never found guilty. He died at the age of 86, from heart and respiratory problems. Number 3. Sam Giancana. Born in 1908, in Chicago, Sam Giancana was famous in the underworld, due to his ruthless personality. By the age of 20, he had already committed 3 murders, and had been arrested over 70 times. He led the Chicago outfit from 1957 to 1966, after boss Tony Accardo retired. He was also known to have an obsessive interest in American politics. In 1960, he was sought by Joseph Kennedy, to help secure votes for his son, John Kennedy's presidential run in Illinois. However, when John Kennedy gave his brother, Robert Kennedy, the green light to pursue organized crime, Giancana was furiously angry. Even to this day, conspiracy theories persist that the mob orchestrated John Kennedy's assassination. In 1965, he was called before a grand jury, and despite being granted immunity, he remained silent, costing him more than a year in prison. He then moved to Mexico. In 1975, at the age of 67, Giancana was assassinated while cooking in his home. Theory suggests that he had caused resentment among the Chicago outfits for not sharing his lavish profits from offshore casinos, claiming that he did it all by himself, and outside the Chicago outfit's jurisdiction. Number 4. Toto Riina. Born in 1930, in Sicily, Toto Riina was one of the most feared mob bosses of all time, earning him the title of Boss of Bosses. He was indicted on a murder charge in 1960, and has since been a fugitive. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in absentia, for mafia association, and multiple murders. Going against the established mafia codes, Riina advocated the killing of women and children, and blameless members of the public, in the sole intention of distracting law enforcement agencies. In the 1970s, Riina succeeded Luciano Leggio, as head of the Corleonese criminal organization, and achieved dominance through a campaign of violence and murder, which reached its peak in the 1990s, with the assassinations of anti-mafia commission prosecutors, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino, resulting in a major crackdown by the authorities. After 23 years of living as a fugitive, Riina was finally captured in 1993, betrayed by Bernardo Provenzano, his second in command. Riina was sentenced to 26 life sentences in prison. He died in 2017 due to medical complications at the age of 87. Number 5. Matteo Messina Denaro. Born in 1962, in Sicily, Matteo Messina Denaro is also known as Diabolic, the character of a comic book. In 2006, he became one of the leaders of the Cosa Nostra after mob boss Bernardo Provenzano was arrested, and with the death of Toto Riina in 2017, he is now known as the unchallenged boss of all bosses of the Italian-American Mafia. He is one of the top 10 wanted men in the world, and has been on the run since 1993. His whereabouts are still unknown to this day. His criminal activities include murders, protection rackets, narcotics and corruption. What do you think of those mob bosses? Is there anyone we forgot to mention? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.